Very welcome to the fourth episode of Hockeyfebers UK Icehockey Series 2022. My name is David, and today I have a new interview with a new player, and I'm very happy and proud to have him. It's Nathan Britton, playing for the Widnes Wild in the National Icehockey League 2. He have before he began to play for them this season, played most of his playing career for teams from Sheffield. For one time, he was also loaned out to Solway Sharks for a couple of games. But otherwise, he have played most of his time in Sheffield, and he have played close to 200 games in the National Icehockey League 2, and he have produced over 300 points so far, and also playing a couple of games close to, I think, 60 in the National Icehockey League 1. And for this season, he have also collected some silverware with Widnes Wild. So I welcome you very much, Nathan Britton.
Thanks very much. Good to be here.
Do you have had a great day today?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, just perfect. The sun is shining, and actually for a time it also was snowing, but it never came so much. So we hope for the spring now.
Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, we've had snow as well the last couple of days. It's been a bit strange.
Yeah, we want warm and sun now. So that's what we are hoping for.
Exactly.
And long playoffs with ice hockey.
Yeah. Hopefully.
The first question I have for you today is, how was it that you was getting started playing ice hockey?
So growing up near Sheffield, the Sheffield Steelers were quite big, and my mum and dad took me to watch them as a kid. I saw it, I thought, this looks fun. They said, do you want to give it a go? And never really looked back from then.
No, it was just you were hooked from the first moment.
Exactly that, yeah. I saw it, I saw the speed, it looked great, yeah.
And for those of us that know and have a big interest of ice hockey, Sheffield is a really great place to start an interest for ice hockey, as they have a really great team in the Elite Ice Hockey League, but also other teams as Sheffield Steel Dogs, and continuing on to other leagues as well.
Yeah, I think at one point, I don't know if it's still the case, but they were one of the only clubs in Britain to have a team at every level, like right the way from the under-10s all the way to the Elite League.
Yeah, so it must be it sounds really great and obvious that you should be interested in hockey in that kind of place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you remember when you saw your first ice hockey game?
I do. Yeah, it was a Sheffield Steelers game. I believe it was against Bracknell Bees. I think it was in like the 98-99 season, and it was one of those games my mum and dad took me to watch, and they sort of said, do you want to give this a go? And yeah, absolutely, it looks fun. Yeah.
So then you, as a kid, did you go on many games with your friends and so on?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, to watch the games, it was I was lucky enough that we had season tickets to watch the Steelers for quite a few years, so it was every weekend we were watching.
Yeah, I can understand. So do you have, besides we have talked about Sheffield now in the beginning, do you have any favorite team from the NIHL that have inspired you and that you used to watch more specifically?
Actually, not so much. It's more players rather than teams I like to watch. So these days it's obviously Connor McDavid's amazing to watch. There's Austin and his shot, but way back when it was Joe Sakic for me in Colorado, and that was the one I liked.
Great players to find inspiration from.
Yeah, exactly. What they can do.
Did you have any specific favorite players, a kid from British ice hockey, as a role model, or as somebody that you thought was, this was the guy?
I did actually. Growing up, my favorite player, it's a bit strange now, he's actually one of the coaches for the teams we play against.
Okay.
David Longstaff was probably my favorite player.
Okay.
Growing up.
Yeah. That's a player I think a few of the Swedes of the viewers know as well, because he have also played in Sweden in Djurgården.
Yeah.
And he have a extremely long career as a hockey player.
Yeah, really long. I was actually lucky enough to manage to play against him one game when I played for Sheffield.
Mm-hmm. He plays in the Jaromir Jagr League, like. Even if he is a trainer now, I think it's just he feels like he have played for extremely long time.
Yeah. Age is just a number for him.
Yeah. How would you describe yourself as a hockey player?
I'd like to think I'm quite a smart player, but my position's actually changed this season with Widnes. I used to be a winger ever since way back when I started, and the coach this year has come to me and said, would you mind playing centre or give it a go? So my game's sort of changed around that. I've become a lot more defensive, I've found. The wingers go in, they chase, they'll forecheck hard, and I'll sort of sit back and pick off passes sort of things. So I think I'm more of a defensive forward these days.
Yeah, and how do you think it have felt so far from the time that you started changing your position?
It's gone quite well, It was a bit strange to begin with, but obviously we've been lucky enough to win, and in games when it's been quite tight, I've been told to go out on the ice. That's a big confidence boost when you're in a position you've not played for that long. So I think it's going okay so far. I'm quite enjoying playing centre now. Yeah,
exciting to have a new things. Still, you have the experience, but then you learn more new things because of the new position.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great.
Learning every time.
And I told it before. You have played. You have a large experience of playing many games. How do you feel that British ice hockey in general have changed or developed through the 2 last years?
It's become a lot more well known, I'd like to think, because obviously I have a job outside of hockey, and there's people that come to watch hockey now that wouldn't do a few years ago. So it's coming a lot more mainstream, but the actual quality, I've noticed at least since I've started playing seniors, has gone up dramatically. The speed's a lot more. It's almost a different game. It's growing, and it just keeps growing, and that's a brilliant thing for British ice hockey.
Yeah, and I've spoke to it before to the other players that I've spoke to from my perspective being a Swede. I remember when I saw Great Britain this last tournament when they played in World Cup. Then I knew many of the players before, but I think many friends of mine was so shocked that Great Britain was so well and so good. And they really gave a lot of teams a good game because they played really well, and I think as a hockey freak that I am, you need to have certain changes and have those new teams to develop also the biggest teams,
Yeah, I'd agree with that completely. The guys in the Great Britain setup at the minute are really good. There's a really good core. There's the older guys like Jonathan Phillips, who's been there forever, it feels like. He's another guy I looked up to.
Yeah.
And then you got the young guys coming through that can skate and move like things we've not seen in British ice hockey for, well, ever before.
Yeah.
And also being able to push those teams, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can also see, as I have told also in the CHL, how well British teams have been in the competition, going from the group play into the playoffs as Nottingham Panthers and the numbers of British teams. It's not always have been the same. It's Cardiff Devils, it's Nottingham Panthers, it's Sheffield, it's Belfast Giants, Glasgow Clan. So I mean that also shows the how broad the quality of British ice hockey is.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth in the elite league. Like, it's one of those leagues, like a lot of British ice hockey leagues, where any team can beat any team on any given day.
Yeah,
there's the favourites, but the underdogs can still get a result on any day, and I think that shows just the talent of the British players coming through.
So I think. From my perspective, I'm not in the way of the biggest expert. I don't mean that, but I really like the CHL because the excitement of seeing different teams from different countries. So you don't just get this well known all the time, because that's not what developed the sport.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to see not just the different teams in different leagues, but the different styles of play because of that. You get to see how different countries, different teams would play against each other and how different styles affect the game because of that.
Yeah, great. This is a topic I love to talk about, because I from the part when I began more specifically following British ice hockey, I can really feel the change from the time I began until now.
Yeah.
So
it's changing. It's changing for the better.
Yeah. Can you describe the feeling for you and your teammates, how it felt to being able again to play in front of the audience in your ice rink or wherever you came to play?
So since COVID, I actually took a year or so out. But then I came back to Widnes, and just coming back in front of the fan base there was phenomenal, really. The fans at Widnes are second to none in our league. I know everyone says that about their fans, but the way they follow us up and down the country, the noise they make, especially at Widnes, because they're so close to the ice.
Yeah.
You can actually feel them make a difference in a game. It's brilliant for us.
I can really understand that, because I've seen on YouTube a couple of games when you have played, and I agree that feeling of what I can see how close it is for the audience to the ice. It really helps for the excitement and the feeling for everyone.
Yeah, the Widnes fans are definitely the sixth man on the ice.
Yeah.
When at Sheffield, it's a much bigger rink. So there's a lot more empty seats, so you couldn't really get the atmosphere. Whereas Widnes, we always have a crowd, and there's always people close to the ice. You can really feel the difference from them.
Yeah, I can really understand that. What have you felt have been the biggest and greatest moment for you so far in your career?
Oh, there's been a couple. I've, like I say, growing up in Sheffield is a good hockey city to be in. So I was very lucky. I've been a part of a few teams that have won national championships at the junior level, going up to under 18s. But I'd say potentially my proudest is this North Cup win, because it's the only one I've won at a senior level. So it's probably the highest level that I've managed to get a win out with the team, and that one means a lot to me.
Yeah, I can understand that. So what what do you feel? We talked about it earlier. How do you feel of your season, as specifically for you, and also as well for you as a team? How do you feel that it have gone for you?
I mean, in team first, it's been unbelievable for us. It's the first time we've played in this league, and for us to be in third place, pushing Solway and Whitley for points. I mean, we've taken points off of Solway. We beat them in the semi-finals of the cup, and we've pushed Whitley to overtime. It's unbelievable for us that we're getting points against every team in a league that is a lot faster than the one below that a lot of us were used to. So that's second to none for us, really, the results of the team. But as a player, it's one that I want to improve on next year, hopefully. I was a bit unlucky at the start of the season. I picked up a couple of injuries, but we're okay now, and we're going to build from there.
Yeah, and what you have said before, as you have changed your position, and you have also for the games you have played in the league as well as in the cup, you have produced assists and goals. So, but I understand that is not all. The importance is, of course, that the team as group wins the games for each other. But I mean, it must be great to feel that you can produce as a person too on the score sheet.
It is, yeah, it's exactly that. It feels great when you're the guy scoring the goal, but at the same time, this year, I mean, I think probably one of my best feelings this season was we were up by 1 goal in the final of the cup, and there's about a minute left, and the coach said, you go and play centre on this line now. So trusting me defensively like that obviously felt good as well.
And that I can understand. What do you have had for goals before you started this season? You have talked about it. This is the first year for you, but what did you have any specific goals that, as you talked about as a team, going into this season?
Going into the season, it was almost going to be a feeling out process because we'd never been in that position before in this league. We were going to take one game at a time, but I think deep down we obviously targeted silverware, which we were lucky enough to get so far, and we've got the playoffs coming up, so hopefully a few more. Personal goals, I wanted to get back to a feeling of being back in hockey shape, if that makes sense. Obviously being out for a little bit, it does take a little bit to get back to getting used to playing like that. And just to be able to produce for the team and everything like that was my personal goal.
Yeah. I asked you before a little bit, but have you had any role model or somebody who have been inspired? It can also be a person outside of hockey that have kind of helped you in your career. If you have had moments when you have maybe felt that it have been a hard part in your
Yeah. To be honest, probably my dad. He's coached at Sheffield as long as I've played, so he knows what he's talking about. And there's been games where I've come back and not thought I've been great, and if he says I've had a good game, I know I must have done okay.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So
yeah, it's good to have.
What if you are to go to Widnes, besides from looking on an ice hockey game with you guys, what can you not miss if you are there?
I'm not actually from Widnes, so that's quite a hard one. I live about an hour and 40 away from Widnes at the minute, so I know there's a big rugby community there, so that's probably something to look into. But where the rink actually is what I'd probably call a leisure park or a retail park. There's a couple of pubs, there's restaurants, there's bowling. You could really make a good day out of it, and plus Manchester and Liverpool's not far away.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds great. So, do you have, as you have had a successful career so far, any good tips for the young viewers that are watching that they can take with them to think of for their passion for hockey?
Absolutely. I mean, it starts with hard work, really. On, off the ice, training, games, work as hard as you can all the time. That'd be up there, absolutely number one. The second one would be just make sure you enjoy your hockey. If you're enjoying what you're doing, you're going to succeed at it. If you enjoy playing hockey, you're going to have more fun. You're going to work harder as a result of that. It's going to be a better experience for you.
Great, really great tips. And with that, I really thank you so very much for being a part of this series, Nathan Britton. And I wish you and all your teammates and the organization of Widnes Wild the best of luck with everything that you come across in the future.
Thank you very much.
So
thanks very much for having me.
Thank you. It was really nice. And for all of the viewers, I really hope that you have enjoyed it as much as we have. And for those of you that don't follow or subscribe of Hockey Fever, make sure to press the subscribe button and follow us on social media so you don't miss out of any other episode or anything that I put out. And I wish you all, wherever you are, a really great and pleasant evening, and take care and have a great weekend. Bye bye.